Glenn Parker High Vibration Foundation. It's a weird day. The clouds are coming in and it's literally chewing at my light. I'm like, I'm losing my light. But I think I'd be able to grind this out before I turn into Shadow Man here. I wanted to talk about the difference of being in service to others and being in servitude. And I think I know a little bit about this because I did take care of my mom for quite a number of years. And they are now settled, her and her life partner are now settled in the greater Las Vegas area. And they are doing quite well. And, they both need tending to. They both need care. One has a spinal injury. My mom, is getting up there in age. And I've been in servitude, I would say, because I have spent every single day for years upon years upon years getting them prepared for the process, making sure that she made it to this point. And, now everybody is settled in, and they still have unpacking to do and whatnot, but who doesn't have unpacking to do? That is just a natural process of getting things in. But everything is in stored. The things that they want to look through are inside the house. So being in service, and Bashar has talked about this, being in service and being in servitude is giving a percentage of your time, giving some part of your time, but not so much that you don't have a life. And I quite have come to an understanding of what that actually means. And since they are older and they're not really as rational as they should be, they're having strange expectations like that I can spend all my time with them and still be able to earn a living. Or at least having higher expectations monetarily. I'm like, okay, fine. So they kind of still want to do all the things that we used to do as any time that we could do them, etc., etc. And I'm like, well, the fire is out. You're moved in. You don't have to have someone take care of you 24/7 or watch over these processes or help you move and pack boxes. So we were packing boxes for a very, very long time. She had so much stuff. And where she was working, she couldn't do the work anymore. So I was doing all the extra work that she couldn't do. And it was physical manual labor outside in the 10,000 degrees in New York or in the 0 degrees during the winter. And that's all good. No complaints about any of that. But I think really the point is that you can lose yourself during that process. And it starts to seem normal that you're doing these things that seem to be in service, but they are actually servitude. I depleted all my cash. I didn't have anything left. I got rid of all of my physical assets. And so I put myself in a bad position at the same time that I did that. And I was recovering from a great illness. So it was really a very strange combination of things. It wasn't necessarily, it's not anybody's fault. It's not my fault. I monitored as well as it could be monitored. And in her case, it's hard to hold her in any kind of accountability for her wanting to have company because she is older, and obviously we enjoy each other's company, or else we would have gone insane by this particular moment in time, having spent so much time with her, because we do have a lot of the same interest and we do watch the same types of things. So it is like having a buddy and companion for her to have me around all the time, aside from a son. So it is a lot easier for her to do that. But they're coming to terms now that, because I've been putting my foot down and like, well, can you go do this? Can you go do that? I'm like, no. I'm fulfilling a contract for search engine optimization. I have a consulting client for for life coaching and so on and so forth. And either that or I'm doing videos or whatnot. Ooh, the light's almost gone, but I'm almost done. So I just wanted to touch on that, just to, if you're in a place that, and sometimes a lot of people make it their lives to be of service and they don't consider it servitude. So it really is your own definition of it. I'm just saying, be mindful of it, that you don't lose so much of yourself during the process that when you look into yourself to say, oh, what do I want to do today? You're thinking of creative things to do for the people that you're being of service of, because I'm certainly guilty of that. I almost have to concentrate now a little bit to see what would be fun for me because I haven't been going through those processes. And I think that I have heard that from a few other people that I've had conversations with quite a few years back. So I just wanted to share that really quickly. We're having some really freaky weather out here. It's nice during the day and it gets cloudy. It was actually on the other side of the valley. It wasn't raining. It had hail. What the hell's that all about? On the other side of the valley. So that's some really freaky weather conditions in a time that's been like 90s and 80s and now it's 70s and you get hail on the other side of the valley. So these weird weather systems are coming through, bringing with it some very strange things. So I just wanted to touch on that. I think it's important to have mechanisms that you can step back from. If you're finding that you're doing more things for others than you are doing for yourself, and you're not a monk or you're not a Buddhist, you're not someone who's a nurse or, and you're getting paid to do that. If you haven't dedicated your life to this process and you're finding that you're giving more of yourself than you're giving to yourself, then you probably need to step back and do some self-examination. Now, I was pretty much aware of what I was doing, and then I was sick, and then she got sick after I started getting better. So it was really a weird transition. There was really no easy choice in the process. It just was what it was. But stepping back and doing some examination now, I think it's really important to say, hey, this is something that you should monitor, just not for myself, but you can really lose yourself in this process, especially when you really love that person and you want to be in service to them. For instance, it is a mother to a child, and I required a lot of care when I was a child, for the prosthetic and all these other things and all these doctor visits. So, you want to have as much reciprocity for that as possible. You want to see that your parents are well. But if you put yourself into financial servitude and you make your life really difficult, at the same time, is that being of service, to yourself? Because that's the first person you should be in service to is yourself, and that's what I'm saying. Is you kind of need to examine that. But that balance is balancing out. And as far as my world, I hope that's helpful for you because it is kind of a strange thing, especially when you're in service of a parent. It really is a difficult line, and you really have to straddle it and make some really good hard fast rules, like I'm going to take X amount of time for myself and I'm going to go do this and I'm going to go do that, and then with the time we have left we can do and get other things done for those that I'm going to be in service of, which I think is a really good rule. Now obviously if they're critical or if they have some things that are over and above, those things are not applicable, but in general I think that's a really good rule. Love and light, thank you very much for joining. The light's disappearing. Business coaching, life coaching, and spiritual coaching. Always happy to spend an hour working on the Bashar Space-Time Antenna project. That's coming along quite nicely. Please like and share and subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic day.